Shalom, back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone who do rule and teach well. Shalom, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, to the sincere believers out there listening and learning. So this is from the People's Voice.tv. U.S. General blows whistle on Chinese border crossers. They are coming to slaughter us. And what we're seeing happen in today's time is there's a civil war that's brewing. You see, because make no mistake about it, once the majority of the populace really finds out what's been going on, even though people in a general sense know that this is deliberate, this is being done purposefully to crash America, but they don't fully understand all of the intricacies and really the why of what this is all leading to. But when the general of, when the masses of the population of America realize that they've pretty much been sabotaged, that they've been, destroyed, that's when you're going to see civil war pop off in a big way, you see, because America, they're complicit with the Chinese government. I mean, why do you have all these Chinese men coming over the border? There's been multiple reports, even from the documentary that they released on Muckraker, that going through like South America, coming up into America, that there were many Chinese military age men that were in these certain countries making their way across the borders, as well as many other nationalities that are enemies of America. So the invasion of America is already taking place. They've been given cell phones. They're being given government subsidies to set themselves up. And why is this? Because they are agent provocateurs of chaos. The elites have allowed this. You see, Biden opened these borders for the specific purpose for there to be chaos. And actually, believe it or not, they want civil war in America because this furthers their order out of chaos agenda. So reading on here, a retired Air Force general has blown the whistle on the imminent threat facing Americans that nobody in the mainstream media appears to be talking about. According to General Blaine Holt, China is laying the groundwork for an attack against the U.S. by exploiting the porous, open southern border. You see, in this porous, open southern border, this was created. You see, because for years, remember during the presidency of Donald Trump, he was talking about building a wall to keep migrants out of America. But under the regime of Joe Biden, they've done the exact opposite. They've actually opened the borders to let everybody into America, which these people are not identified. We don't know who's coming over these borders, but we do know that based on the facts that have come out in many reports, that many of the migrants or so-called migrants, refugees coming over these borders are military-aged men of all different nationalities. So the groundwork is being, basically these people in America, they being set up for the okie doke and don't even know it. Meanwhile, inflation is increasing. Meanwhile, a lot of jobs are being lost. You see, and actually in New York, or it may not be New York, but I believe in it may be California or New York, one of those states, they're actually opening up people's houses now. Well, not people's houses, but vacant houses for these migrants to stay in. So in actually very soon, they've already been talking about it. They are going to open up actual people's homes for these migrants to stay in. So you can't tell me that this is not going to cause some sort of sedition, some sort of big uprising, because people only are going to take enough to where they're going to rise up against you. But again, this is what they want. Tens of thousands of military-aged men have come across our border and are now in America, organized by group and nationality. You see that? So they're even being organized by the group and nationality. And in that documentary that Muckraker did, they actually explained that they could, some men that they saw on their route coming to America, they could have been Syrian military-aged men, but they all had, like Christian tattoos, crosses, and crucifix and all those different things. But, the crosses that they had on them, they were all identical. So that would, presume one to believe that these certain men that they are in groups, you see, and that they have the same interests. You see, so there's some very nasty stuff going on in these borders and these sanctuary cities, like New York, Chicago, LA. They're full of these migrants. And even now what you're seeing is there's an increase in crime. A report just came out yesterday that in DC, the fears over violent crime have increased to such a degree that they're about to start issuing certain mandates in Washington D.C. to deal with these looters and people going out robbing people and things of that nature. But this is all being brought on, of course, by these migrants. Okay, once again, agent provocateurs of chaos. And of course, we also know that we're in the last days. Yahweh Shai is about to come back. So the demonic activity is also increasing in the earth. Spirits are jumping on people to have them go out and commit wicked acts. But see, even all these things that are coming, these things are being set up to destroy the wicked, okay, to destroy the proud. The scriptures actually say that in the day of affliction, all those that are proud and lofty shall be brought low. So this is to deal with people's pride, man. Okay, because people have lived too high on the hog in America, you see, for the longest time. So they forgot what it is to go through affliction. They've forgotten what judgment is, man. We are vulnerable to attack. Holt continued. Our enemies eagerly wait. China expert Gordon Chang explained how this plan is part of China's unrestricted warfare doctrine, first outlined in, quote, Chinese agents. In addition to hobbling Americans with disease and gunning them down, could bomb power stations, attack military bases, start wildfires, poison reservoirs, or create terror in dozens of ways. You see? So these people coming over these borders, they are agent provocateurs. Okay, they've been paid off. They were told to come here. You see, they were told to come here for a specific purpose, because there's about to be all hell breaking loose in America. Let me go here to Proverbs 25 and 28. It says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. And yeah, these people here in Babylon the Great, they have no rule over their spirit. They give themselves over unto any kind of perversion, any kind of lust. They have no self-control. They don't know the Most High. So just like a city that is out of control because of the inhabitants that dwell there, the people are responsible for that. Okay, these people have no rule over their own spirit, man. They're like wild beasts. It's almost like they don't have a spirit. They don't have a conscience to tell them what is right from wrong. But of course, we understand that the Most High has set up everything in its lot. Everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing according to their apportioned allotment in these last days. It's like a city that is broken down without walls. And that city that is broken down, that is being broken down currently, is America, Babylon the Great. This place is not great anymore. The scriptures say that if Babylon could be healed, let it be healed, roughly paraphrasing, but it can't be healed. Okay, this place has been smitten with a grievous wound, a sore by the Lord that is not going to be healed, because this is the time for this place to be taken down. All right. And another precept to that, Ezekiel 38 and 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. Which, what is that land of unwalled villages? What land really has no defense? Clearly, the Southern American border and the northern border is wide open, because you also have migrants coming down from Canada. They're not talking about that, but that's going on heavy as well. But they're more so focused on what's going on at that southern border. In America, you can sail right in, you can fly right in, you can bus right in. Matter of fact, you can just walk right into America, man. There's really no defense here, even when it comes down to dealing with ICBM nuclear missiles. America don't have no defense against that. All of America's anti-ballistic technological capabilities are severely outdated. So in the event of a tactical nuke being launched to America, this place don't have no defense. So this place is open, okay, undefended. It's an unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. For what purpose? Verse 12, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. So this place, America, is being set up for a spoil. Okay, this is why you have these military age men coming over. Okay, because they're about to spoil a lot of things, man. Like, you're about to have grape at an all-time high. You know, it tells you about that in 2nd Ezra 15, that even when a famine is going to come, which a lot of these truckers right now, things are drying up, and they're also boycotting against the blue states. Okay, so you have a lot of division that is mingled within the midst of Babylon the Great right now. So it's only a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, but when all hell is going to break loose. And they got a movie coming out in April titled Civil War. So they already letting you know what's about to happen, because the powers that be, they understand they have to do some very egregious things to get people to a breaking point, to get people to a point where they say, yo, enough is enough. We not going for no more. It's obvious, because look, it's obvious right now that America is being set up to be taken over. Okay, that America is falling under the sway, the influence of the world banking elites. And what they want is a completely totalitarian control government to rule over the people. Okay, this great reset. All right, you will own nothing and you will be happy. They just set up a mock 15-minute city somewhere in Arizona. So you already know what they about to do, man. Once this martial law is set up, they're going to quarantine people into certain parts. Of course, disease is going to play a big part in that. Disease X, this fungal thing they got going on. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff is about to come down the pipeline, man. And you must be aware of what's about to happen so that you can prepare yourself accordingly. All right, because the man of the Lord ain't going to be speaking forever. The time for this ministry is about to be over real soon. Dealing with that famine of the word. Let's see here. Yeah, these tactics come straight out of Unrestricted Warfare, a 1999 book written by 2 Chinese Air Force colonels and first published by the PLA Literature and Arts Publishing House in Beijing. See, there is no Second Amendment in China, and Chinese citizens are not permitted to possess firearms. So is it possible that the shooters in the videos are merely taking advantage of a newfound freedom in their new home country? Unlikely. So check this out. Okay, so it's not. So you see, you got Chinese military age men in California, and like it just said, they don't have a Second Amendment right in China. So where are these guns coming from that these migrants are getting access to? And you actually had a shipment of guns that somehow in Ukraine, millions of dollars worth of weapons just came up missing. Well, what happened to that? I mean, it wouldn't be illogical to presume that they're being given to these migrants, okay, for the purpose that they've been set up for. Let's see what else we can get out of this. It says here, these Chinese folks who are overwhelmingly male, military age, it is not a friendly migration. So yeah, in other words, these people ain't coming over these borders to set up and have a better life in America. No, they came here to do some damage. All right, they ain't come here for nothing friendly to, build up America. No, they coming to take this place down. This felt like people who did not want to share information because it would be a mistake to do so. Recall that authorities also discovered a secret Chinese biological weapons lab with at least 20 pathogens, including Ebola, in Reedley, California last year. And I just did an article on that. The other day that in every U.S. state, you have biolabs that are set up, and many of them are connected and funded by the Chinese government. So what's going on with that? We already know. The other thing they have found was nearly 1,000 mice, 175 of them dead, that had been genetically engineered to transmit disease. You see this? So they're actually weaponizing diseases and putting these things into animals. Then they're going to release these animals into the public. They're going to infect people, and disease and death is going to be rampant. So these devils are setting it up, man. This is why we continue to tell you time is short. Okay, come out of La La Land. Stop playing around, man. Okay, because you thinking you got all the time in the world. The Lord is not on your time. You see, you're on the Lord's time. You got to understand that. So the only conclusion that fits the fact is that China was preparing to launch a pathogen from this lab. And I'm sure there must be others around the United States as well. They're in all 50 states. I just did an article on that. All 50 states, you have these labs that are set up. And what are they doing in these labs? They're providing gain of function research. They're tweaking with diseases. They're messing with stuff to make it more deadly and more transmissible. Meanwhile, the Biden administration seems totally uninterested in the potential national security implications of thousands of undocumented Chinese males streaming across the U.S. border illegally. And of course, they have no interest in this because they setting the people up. They're complicit in this as well. You think, listen, man, if Biden didn't want these people coming over the border, they would not be coming over. They wouldn't have access to do this. During Trump, this wasn't allowed. But this new presidency, because there's a certain agenda that's taking place right now, this is being allowed wholesale. So knowing this, a logical thinking person would have to conclude to ask another question. If this is being allowed to happen, why is it being allowed to happen? To what end? To what end is this being done? Well, that's when you need the men of the Lord to break it down to you and tell you what the purpose of this is. Okay, because this all goes back to the wicked of the earth. You see, this all goes back to this setting up of this new technological Tower of Babel that we're currently living through in today's time. You see, this is all of what's being set up. You know what I'm saying? And we continuously speak on these things over and over again to where, it may sound redundant. It may, just be repetitive. But at the end of the day, these things are progressing day after day. So these things must be reported on. So that's it for the article. Let's get some precepts and close out. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So, yeah, a wise judge, okay, which Esau Edom, he's the judge over Babylon the Great. He's the ruler. All right. He's the modern day Pharaoh. He's the, king of Babylon. You see? And he's not instructing his people in righteousness. See, Esau is not, showing these Babylonians how to have life. As a matter of fact, he's doing the exact opposite. He's producing death. Habakkuk 2:5 says that what he is as death. Okay, going back to that pale horse and that red horse, that was given a great sword to go out and conquer the fourth part of the earth and with the beasts of the field. It's talking about Esau Edom. You see, it's clearly Esau is not a wise judge. You see, he's an unwise and unjust judge. And he doesn't instruct the people in the ways of righteousness. And the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And Esau, he's not prudent. See, he doesn't look well to his going. And let's go into that word real quick. Let's go into that word prudent. Okay. One moment. So this is the definition of prudent. It says wise, cautious, acting with or showing care and thought for the future. And clearly Esau Edom, he's not taking thought for the future. You see, he's focused about the right now. And he's pushing the right now agenda of the world banking elites. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So the people in America, Babylon the Great, have become just like Esau Edom. See, they perform his works. They regurgitate his precepts. Okay, his wicked precepts, man. Okay, his pseudoscience. That's what these people promote because they've been conditioned and they've been programmed. Just like the devil to go out and deceive and do wicked works. You see. Verse 3, an unwise king, which is Esau, destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And once again, Esau, he is that unwise king. He is that unjust judge, okay, that ruleth over the people. Proverbs 29:2, when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay, everyone is mourning. Everyone is unhappy. Even Edomites under the rulership of Esau. They're elites. You see, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, which is who? Yahweh Shai, the Israelites, the 144. All right, righteousness must be put back in the earth so that life can flourish. Because right now, it's nothing but death that's prospering on the earth, man. And why is that? Because the man of sin, all right, the man of death, the harbinger of death, he's in control. You see, but of course, we know that the Most High set this man up. That's why it says the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. You see, so he's given the earth into the hand of the wicked for this short time. Job 9:24. All right, to fulfill wickedness upon the planet earth, and ultimately so that he can destroy them at the end. Okay, as it is written, the Lord has created all things for himself, even the wicked, for the day of judgment and evil. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. We can close out on this here. 2nd Ezra 16:21. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth. Yeah, right now, even though it is inflation, things are more expensive than what they were. You know, things are still relatively affordable. You know, you're not going to pay $50 for pack of chicken. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to the store and paying $20 for a box of pasta. You see, things have not gotten to that point yet. Yeah, now soon enough it will. You know, soon enough it will get to that, which is why using prudence, exercising wisdom, it would be wise to stock up on some things. Don't go out there and turn into a doomsday prepper. Don't turn into a hoarder. But just put certain things away so that when worse come to worse, you don't really have to go out and search for these things. You know what I'm saying? But of course, we don't put our trust in that. We put our trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. You see, so great confusion, okay, the sword, famine are growing on the earth. And these people have no idea. That's why they can see things like this. And they're talking about doomsday prepping. See, they're not talking about repentance. They're not talking about forgiveness of their sins and their wickedness. They're talking about surviving the worst case scenario. Well, guess what? The only people that are going to survive the worst case scenario are the men and women that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Everybody else, they not going to make it because they trust in their carnality. They trust in their riches. They trust in their food. They trust in their guns. But see, that's not going to save you in the day of affliction, okay? Because when these people get loosed out into the public, they're not going to care. See, they're not going to regard a young or old man or woman, all right? If you ain't right and you don't have the protection of the Lord, you're going to be a spoil for these military-aged men that have come over the border. Hey, you see? It doesn't matter, man. See, it all goes back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It all goes back to first repenting and becoming a new creature in Yahweh Shai. Okay, then you're going to be given power over the enemy. Okay, then, you're going to have peace and comfort and the spirit to be able to navigate through these times and escape the evil. That's one of our prayers that we pray, that we be counted worthy to escape the evil coming upon the earth, that we be given a way out of these things and not be destroyed and consumed with the wicked people thereof. All right, so with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. In closing, call halal, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect.